Welcome everybody. You already know what it is. It's the support report. I am your host, KCG. Waiting on our guest to pop in. There we go. Thank you. Welcome to our show, bro.
Man, appreciate you for having me.
Man, my honor. Well, what I like to do is I like to let everybody introduce themselves. So you know what I'm saying. Welcome to the support report. Let everybody know who you are, what you do, and where you from.
I'm Seamoss King. I'm from Chicago, Cabrini Green. I sell herbal products like sea moss, soursop, natural healing herbs. I got a youth boxing gym on the west side of Chicago where I teach kids on how to box, mentor, um, do a lot of more other things. I'm help people with estate planning, help them set up trust for their estate before they pass, help protect their assets. So
Oh God, oh God, a lot of good works going on there, bro.
for sure, for sure.
Okay, so bam. What I like to do is I like to start with a simple question. I'm gonna deviate a little bit from the question, because you're not necessarily in the entertainment business, but what made you have the spark, the want, the need to be in the community and help people in all the various ways you do. Like you have a lot of lines of service that you provide.
Um, Growing up, I always been a helper, so I think it stemmed from that. But what really I think impacted my journey was I started training kids on the south side at a non-for-profit how to box, and them kids came from like the worst conditions, and they used to be happy to come there. They used to be happy we take them to fights, take them to McDonald's and things like that. So and one day we took them to go see Meek Mills, and they just lit up, and I'm like, okay, this what I want. This what I want to do. I want to make these kids light up like this.
Real talk. You know, that's very important that, we get involved in these kids' life. A lot of people like to, point fingers and say, oh man, the parents should do better, or, the kids should do better, this, that, and the other. But I remember when we used to be a village and we used to take care of our kids all together as one, and that sentiment that you just provided is part of that. You know what I'm saying? That's a lost art. So I want to first of all, thank you for that. Me being a South Side, I totally understand what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really not a lot for kids to do, you know, and you're providing an outlet for that. So you first got involved in the boxing side on the South Side.
Um, well, training kids, yeah, on the South Side. Yeah,
Okay.
training kids. Well, I can even say boxing on the South Side because my first actual boxing gym was on 35th and Washington. So
Mm, okay. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely right in the middle of the
yeah,
hood. You
then
know what I'm saying?
then I ended up going to Taylor Park, right there on 47th by Federal, training up there with Nick Jones.
Mm. Shout out to Mr. Nate Jones.
Yes,
Oh
yeah.
God. Oh God. So what what how did it manifest into you getting your own gym? You know what I'm saying? Because like I know that that's a pretty big step. You know what I'm saying, to go from training and building to having your own facility. Like what changed it from just the training to actually having your own facility?
Cause when I got the training the kids out south, I was impactful. So um, the top people they listened to me, so they brought me in their meetings. So I actually got a chance to voice myself and let them know, like, look, I think we can make the program better if we do it this way. And I came out with a plan, and they didn't see the plan. So I said, so that gave me the idea, like, okay, I think I got to do this myself. you
God.
know I wanted to do it with them. Chicago, we got like the most talented boxers here, the most talented athletes, the most talented people, period. We just get so caught up into the drug in the streets that it take us away from that. So we got a lot of Michael Jordans that was here that could have been that, but in jail. So I felt like I wanted to I wanted to help stop some people from getting to that point like I had got. So that was my push to get my own. They weren't listening to me. They weren't trying to figure what I was saying out. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna just go start me up a little class out of my mama's shop, part time, while I'm training them, while I'm training at her gym. Corona happened, police being shisty, knew that I got out the game, ended up putting like 8, 9 deliveries on me, and that kind of forced me to stop doing everything that I was doing. Corona happened, everything stopped. So long story short, started back training people outside at a park. It was just too hot, no bathroom. I just, I like to accommodate my peoples. I couldn't do too much there. I couldn't protect them there if something was to happen. So I just reached out to Queso, and you probably know him. I reached out to Queso, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
told him, like, man, I'm trying to do something. He like, look, nephew, go get your own. And from that, I went to go get my own.
Oh God, big shouts out to the OG Queso, you know what I'm saying? That's the big homie right there, you know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
I definitely appreciate him in a lot of ways. He's a hero for the city, you know what I'm saying? And help implement a lot of different situations and bring a lot of good people to the front. So I'm very proud that he brought you to the front, good brother, because what you're doing is a great thing. What's the name of the gym, and you know what I'm saying, how can we get in contact with you to, you know what I'm saying, get our kids
Mhm.
in there? And do you have an adult program?
Yeah. So the name of the gym is Easy Money Fitness Club. Instagram, the name is Easy Money Fitness Club. On Facebook, my name's Seamoss King, but I got a business account also, Easy Money Fitness Club. Dealing with the herbs I got is All Good Things. Instead of things, it's things like TINGZ.
Mm,
And yeah, so I do teach adults as well. I got a adult boxing class from 9 to 10 in the mornings. I got a adult women's weight loss class. So yeah, it's not just kids, it's adults also. But you know, my passion is the kids. It was really the kids and the females. You know, I had made a post like, you know, I think I'm gonna start a self-defense class for all the kidnappings going on. You know, it was like a 2020 round of time where people was just getting snatched left and right.
Well, our people.
Our people.
Yeah, you know, because it definitely was a serious problem. It still is a serious problem, and I'm glad that you took action on that. You know what I'm saying? I definitely salute that, bro.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, you know, complain about things, but very few of us take action, and that's what I'm all about: taking action and finding solutions. So salute to you for that.
Appreciate you.
Oh no, man, appreciate you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as far as, you know, okay, so we understand being in the boxing and health and fitness has brought you to a higher awareness of being healthy. So that's where we start to see the Seamoss King come in. So what labeled you the Seamoss King? What or who labeled you the Seamoss King, and where did that concept and idea to move forward with that plan and expand come from?
Yeah. So Seamoss King, Facebook deemed me Seamoss King. And it's amazing how Seamoss even happened, how my journey with Seamoss. My fiance, she was pregnant. We went to the hospital. I'm gonna give you a short story. We went to the hospital. The doctor said basically, go home, prepare for a miscarriage. And I'm gonna give you these iron pills, and maybe that'll help with your anemia. You know, you being anemic. But the baby, just go home. It's gonna happen. It's inevitable, basically. Me being me, I ain't take that for an answer. You know, me being a king, I'm like, no, you know, let me look up, is iron pills good? I looked that up. I seen they say iron pills ain't good for pregnant women. So I'm thinking, like, do they know this, or did they make a mistake? From that moment, I instantly thought, okay, let me take matters into my own hand. I remember a video of Dr. Sebi that I saw with Left Eye, and I remember Seamoss. I ended up getting a jar, and man, the universe, God is, man, I'm telling you, all you got to do is just be in the right places. That moment, my homie called me and said, hey, I got a jar of Seamoss for you. I got that jar of Seamoss, took it home, gave it to her. 2 weeks later, we went to the doctor. The doctor say, man, this baby 2 weeks in advance. I say, wait, what? The doctor say, I don't even want to touch the stomach because everywhere I touch, the baby going. So from that, I knew, okay, this is the real deal. Started putting it on Facebook. Look, you know, that's what I do. Any knowledge I get, I'm sharing it with people. If it help me out, I'm showing you how to do it. That's what all my business is about. Me taking what I learned and showing other people how to do it. So I told everybody on Facebook, I sent them the link, go buy it. Man, you know how people, they don't want to go buy it. They, you know, they lazy. No, you get it. So I got the Seamoss, started selling it. Corona happened. So it's like everything happened right, lined up. Next thing I know, man, I sold Seamoss to almost the whole Chicago, and it was just Seamoss King from there. Somebody here made a post about it, like, man, he the Seamoss King for real. He got gummies, smoothies, and I ran with that name.
Oh God, and blessings upon blessings, you have been expanding the brand, you know what I'm saying, and adding things to it. You want to talk about some of those things?
Yeah, so, you know, we expanded the brand so much. We first started at Seamoss, you know, then we went to sour sop. We went to so much other things. My fiance, she went to soaps and skincare products. You know, and then from that, you know, we just started being more into the community, started doing the gym. I started learning about trust, started helping people set up their estate, you know, protect their assets, business. So, you know, that one Seamoss, you know, Seamoss kind of, it put me there, you know, because I don't come from a legit household. You know, my parents sold drugs. You know, my parents, I got a background. I've been to the penitentiary. You know, but it was the Seamoss gave me that step in the door. You know, it made people look at me a different way from the road that was just bad, that you didn't want your kids around. And, you know, just to, you know, healing people, helping people. Corona was one of the most toughest times, and to see people say, "Man, I'm happy." I thought I was gonna die. You know, it did something for me to go from, you know, trying to take people's lives to bringing people back from cancer. It gave me a different drive.
Man, and I'm sure, you know what I'm saying, because the change from taking life to giving life is amazing. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
and it's a hell of a journey to be able to take. You know, even as a human being, and we're having a human experience. You know, that's like two opposite extremes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure the joy that it brings is worth, you know what I'm saying, the indifference that you may have felt in starting out versus in discomfort, you know, versus the lifestyles, you know what I'm saying, because
yeah.
I'm sure, you know, it was a different, you know, a whole different world for you.
Yeah, it was very uncomfortable. You know, I was still moving like the streets. I was giving people fake delivery addresses to meet me at. You know, you know, I had to get out of that mindset. And, you know, once I did, you know, it just was beautiful, because now the same people that I influenced, I was influencing the right way now. You
Man,
know, and
yeah,
I saw people, my elders eating better, you know, just, so I realized, like, okay, I'm making a difference now,
oh God,
you know.
God, a huge difference, as a
Yeah,
matter of fact, you know what I'm
yeah, because
saying, like,
I was lost for a while, you know. Boxing, I ain't grow up wanting to be a boxer. I love the sports, but, you know, to be honest with you, I wanted to be that dude. That's what I wanted. You know, that's what my family history was. So, you know, that's what I wanted. You know, I woke up, I looked in the mirror, recited Al Capone, you know, 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying movie quotes and stuff. So, you know,
man.
it was just a blessing just to be on
And,
this side.
and you know, I'm so grateful that you tell that story that way, because there are so many that are out there that may hear this, may see this, and you know, they 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 want that life for themselves, and they don't understand that, you know, the pitfalls of that life, and you know, it seems so accessible from where we come from, but the truth is, you know what I'm saying, they make it look like that so that we can fall down
Mhm.
that trap, you know what I'm saying, that's why they call it the trap.
Yeah,
And it took so long for me to get that, you know what I'm saying, and apply that mentally. And I'm glad that we're here to be able to tell the youth, hey man, you know, that ain't the way. You know, and anybody that tell you that's the way, they lying to you, or they don't
yeah,
know no better. You know, take it from people that know better and been through it and seen what the outcomes are of it. You can do way better than that for yourself. You can apply what you're doing to something positive, like
yeah,
people like yourself, you know
yeah,
what I'm saying, and change your whole life around, you know, and
yeah.
be legal, you know, and not have to
For
look
real.
over your shoulders. And when you see the police, you can wave to them, you know, like, hey, do your
For
job.
real. Yeah.
But
And that's what my mission for. Like, you know, I praise the parents that, you know, spoon fed their kids. That's what I want to do. You know, I praise them, but everybody ain't get that. So I don't want to throw the kids off that didn't get that. You know, I want to reach them, because I know it can get sent off. You know, I got sent off. I got ridiculed for thinking. You know, I
mm,
grew up in the era where it was like, if you thought you a bad homie. If you thought for yourself, you know, you a bad homie. You going against the mob.
oh no. My favorite one is uh oh, why you putting that negative energy in the air? What? I'm telling you to not to do a crime, fool. Go sit down somewhere.
You
You're going in the wrong direction. You just don't do that. You know?
know. So I wanna reach them and show them, like, you know, my goal is to bring the the everybody around them, you know, to show them like, look, this life is cool. You don't gotta be like that. You can have the girls and still be smart. You can be respectful and still stand on your ground. You know, I want to take them from thinking that they gotta be a certain way. You know, that we think being gangster is being disrespectful, but it's really the opposite, being
That's
respectful.
facts. That's
You know,
facts. That it take a lot more gangster to be respectful. It take a lot more gangster to uphold the little guy or the weak link. You know what I'm saying? It
mm,
take a lot more gangster to be there for people who can't be there for self. To be strong for people who can't be there for
mm,
be strong for themselves. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I like in YouTube, bro. Like you're a superhero in the hood for us, bro. And we definitely appreciate you. We appreciate the change of lifestyle. We appreciate the change of direction. I definitely wanna send my love and respect to you, bro, because like I personally, you know, have been one of those advocates for change in every aspect of our world. You know what I'm saying? We as black people, we definitely have so many negative influences that it is awesome to have people like you being a positive influence and taking the initiative to be the change
yes, sir.
on
Yes,
God's.
sir. And that's what.
So I want to touch briefly on a point that you had kind of breezed past, but I want to bring back up. So many of us have been through, you know, having false accusations put on us and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Like, how did you continue to move forward after having that, you know, that setback? Because I'm sure that it put you in a position of, you know, man, um, not wanting that attention, but still wanting to do what you wanted to do. How did you move forward after that? Because I know it may have put some, you know, apprehension
Yeah,
in there for you.
yeah. So I heard this saying. This guy Inky Johnson said. He say, if you pay attention, God will get your attention. And
Mm,
at that moment, God was getting my attention because in my life I always straddled the fence. I could have been the top boxer right now if I wanted. I could have been a raw rapper right now if I wanted. Raw football, and I ain't over exaggerating. I'm being for real. I
okay.
was just that talented. That's how my drive was. But I was always 1 foot in and 1 foot out. So at that time, I was 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You know, I wasn't hustling, but I was still hanging around. So what happened was when that situation happened, it really, you know, it broke me. It took, you know, I wasn't hustling at the time, so the bond that they gave me, I didn't have it all to give, so I had to look out and for people to come through, you know, and you know they came through, but you know it weren't the ones who I thought, you know, that was. So
Never is.
you know
Never
that kind
is.
of put a spark in my back. It had happened like fast. I almost missed my son being born because of that incident. So that really like put the spark on my back from when that happened. Like it was like, okay, I know what to do. I end up going to the county, um, talking to these older people. This older guy walked up. He say, "Man, I never met a guy that can get the young boys' attention and the older guys' attention at the same time." We was in Division 2. You know, Division 2. Wow, you trying to hold a
Yeah, yeah.
conversation? Them so once I seen that feedback, and I'm like, we in jail. Like this, like we, you know, they gotta tell me this. Like I ain't even coming in there on that type of aggression for them to even feel like they gotta lie to me to make me feel good or something. So again, that was another spark to let me know, like, okay, I know what I'm finna do when I get out. So that setback, it was just a spark for me. Like, all right, like it just pushed me in the right direction.
Oh God. Oh God. And thank God for that push, you know what I'm saying? Because look at you now, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like blessings upon blessings and you know, bringing all of these things to the neighborhood and being able to kind of change the narrative with your work. I know that has to be an amazing feeling. It has to fill you up with pride. Being that you've done this so far, like, what is the overall goal? Where do you see yourself taking this thing?
So I want to build. I really want to build my own community, something like the Black Wall Street, you know. But I know before I could build a community, I need people on the same level as me. So first I gotta teach some people what I know. I gotta get some people on my level. So right now, I'm focused on building my gym up, building relationship with the right men, with right business partners. The next thing, I'm gonna go get a community center. From the community center, I'm gonna take it a step because I don't want to just do boxing. I want to touch every kid. I don't want to just touch. Some kids they don't even want to come in because of the word boxing. Every kid ain't a fighter. So I want to get a community center where I can teach them how to cook, teach them, basically like we had growing up, them community centers, them after school programs, and then from that, like I said, a self, our own community, and that way I can just spark people to do the same thing. I know I can just spark people through my actions. We can tell people stuff all day, but I feel like if they see me doing it, they gonna latch on.
Oh God, God, that's definitely the way to go. I mean, lead by example. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I definitely agree 100%. Okay, so let's switch over a little bit because I definitely want to get into this because this is a subject that I was very interested in. The trust, man, that is such a wide field, and it's so very important. And in my studies, I've come across things like secure party creditor, things of that nature. I don't have all the terms. I definitely, have been dabbling and trying to figure it out myself. So, like a lot of people don't know that that's real, and it's a lot to that. And you teach all about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, could you tap in a little bit on that?
Yeah. So I actually got on trust by the journey of the learning the secure party creditor. And I didn't want to be like our fellow Moorish and sovereigns where, they get so caught up in processes on getting free stuff that they forget the goal is really to separate yourself, to govern yourself, to be the God of your our self-law and master, So I ended up getting on the call with Yusavale, like a live, and I kind of asked him, like, if you can start over, what would you go learn? He said trust law and contract law. So I went to go learn that. Went to go learn trust law. Not only did I learn about trust in business, I learned how the whole straw man relationship is because of the trust. So I learned contract. So then I learned how the whole government act with contracts. How this whole system is voluntary in nature. How, they ain't making us do nothing. We signing contracts that we compelled to perform under. And a part of contracts is the birth certificate. That's a part of the contract. So, I just learned that stuff, and once and I just took it steps further. I realized, like, okay, the real sovereigns is the Amish. We still living in a system. We got our kids going in a system. So, that's why people go into jail talking about this stuff, because they ain't really freed themselves. Ashran, the Rule 6 tell you the Constitution. The court will not listen to anybody challenge the constitution of a statute if they take benefits from the system. So a lot of people, what you saying is true, but you still taking benefits from the system. So you gotta abide by what's going on. So, that's how I just got into all of that, and that's how I got into all of that. And you know, I learned about business and family. So the trust just meant something. I was like, oh, okay, this is how the Rockefeller, you know, I always been the one, I'm trying to follow the goats, you know. So, oh, this is what the Rockefellers do? Own nothing, control everything. Let me do this. You know, and I learned how I set mine up, had my lady set hers up, friends set theirs up, and I'm just like, oh, you know, I'm looking on the internet, it costs $2,000, $4,000. I say, man, let me make an online trust course where I'm charging a couple hundred and let people get their trust, set this up so we can close this gap, this financial gap between us and them, you know, about it.
That's a thing right there, you know what I'm saying? Because first of all, most people don't know that it's this real. That's number one.
So,
And those that know that it's real, of those that know, most don't know the process. And I have known a lot of people that have, like you said, went to jail, had all types of problems in their life just from trying to pursue this information. You know what I'm saying? Not even like going through it, like actually just pursuing the information has got them all types of drama and trauma. So like the the service that you're providing, and just like you said, most people, they charge thousands and thousands of dollars to get to the information. You know what I'm saying? And you're making it accessible to regular people. So like that's so huge and that's so important. That's why I really wanted to have you on here. Like all of the things that you're doing is so important for our community, especially here in Chicago, because we don't have that information. We don't have information. We don't have a lot of information, and the information that's out there for us to have, you know, is shrouded in mystery and misunderstanding. So it's my greatest honor to have somebody like you on the show and to help you bring the message. I'm definitely going to be getting the course because I want to know all about it. I've definitely been searching and trying to find myself. So, you know, that's something that I'm going to dive into. I definitely would like to help you continue your mission on being a community leader. So let's link up on the background and see what we can do. You know what I'm saying? Because it's very important that we support our people like you that's really making a difference, or at least putting the effort in to make a difference. We got to get behind you. So I want to put my resources and any resources that I have, you know what I'm saying, on my table at your disposal. Just like I tell everybody that comes on the show, you're always welcome here. You're always welcome to bring anybody that you want on the show. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make room for them, and just let me know in advance, and we're going to make it happen because I'm all about supporting those that support the community, and you've been beyond a huge support. So thank you.
I appreciate that. And it's the same way, you know, that's to stand our hand. And I think that's what's going to get us there quicker. You know, and that's the reason why I opened my gym as well. Chicago, we got some of the greatest talents, but a lot of the coaches, they beef with each other. You know, they let their ego get in the way of the boxers having good camps. You know, you go to Detroit, you go to Cincinnati, they in the gyms, all the top guys working with each other. They ain't ego tripping, you know. And so, like, I'm like, you know, let me just start my own thing to build people together. So, you know, we on the same thing, and you know, I'm gonna love to connect with you. I'm gonna be doing some things. You got something going on, you can reach out to me. I'll come through.
I definitely will be reaching out, bro, because like it's important to expand the network in whatever direction that you can, you know, and having good people on deck and being able to depend on those people, you know, it's rare in our city. You know, the people mostly be out for self. You know, even the people that's supposed to be helping people, they're definitely, you know, an era of, oh man, I'm doing this, and I don't think that nobody else should be doing anything outside of this. And instead of, oh man, you doing that, and we doing this. Okay, let's combine that so we can do a bigger effort. Let's add in bro down the street who I know that's doing this. You know anybody else that's serious about helping? Let's put it all together and make it a bigger effort. You know, because we can be stronger together.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people do this for. You got one side that do this for the community, and one side that do this for personal gain. You know, they do this for the fame for them. So anybody coming in that could take the fame away from them, they don't want to work with them. You know,
Haters.
and they don't want to work. So, and I, you know, my energy right, so I bring the right people. How we connected, you know. So I'm always surrounded by people that's, you know, trying to do the right thing, and you know, I'm gonna run the goofies away anyway, cause you know I still got that same lion heart. You know, it's just caged up. You know, so
hey, no, it ain't caged up. It's tamed. It's in the right order. You know what I'm saying? Because like in the jungle, you know what I'm saying? There's us that live with the animals. You know what I'm saying? And we live in one. And anybody that come in the jungle, they're going to find out the hard way that, you know, guess what? We won with the animals, and the animals got our back. So when you come through, it's happening.
Yeah. And I wanna address on that because, like, that's the type of teacher I am. Like, you know, I don't curse at the kids, but I'm strict. We have I set a day for them, Friday, just for them to play. You know, and I'm gonna say this first before I say what I'm gonna say, so people don't get the wrong understanding. You know, Halloween events, any holidays, I make sure, you know, I have parties for them. I take them to fights, take them to baseball games. I let them play.
You let them be kids.
Kids. But when it's time to work, it's time to work. So my teaching is like, it's strict. It's not too many excuses. Yeah, it's discipline. It's not too many excuses. It's not, you know, lying. You know, it's the truth. You know, they got a saying in the Navy. You know, the first thing they do when you go to the Navy, the first thing they teach you is how to fix a jam gun and how to carry a dead body. And people will be like, why they teaching me that? They teach you the worst case scenario. And the reason why our people ain't up front, because us as parents ain't teaching them the worst case scenario. So what to do. So when that problem happens, now that's why suicide rate's so high. That's why kids turning into bullies. That's why kids turn into drugs, because people don't teach them how to be strong and how to fight their problems. So they run to something.
Talk about it.
So that's my goal, is to teach. I'm trying to bring up warriors, you know.
And that's exactly what you're doing, bro. And I'm grateful to have any part in helping spread your word and let people know what you're doing. And bro, it's greatness in the works. I know you're not doing it for no accolades or, you know, no congratulations and nothing like that, bro. But let me, you know, extend my love and respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't dig up enough flowers to show you the love that you deserve. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it's all said and done, a lot of us talk about, you know, oh, it's messed up out here, and these kids, and, you know, what need to happen, and la la la. You went and did something about it. You actively doing something about it. And that's what I'm about. I don't want to hear about you complaining about no problems if you ain't trying to be part of the solution. There's so many people that'll throw those kids away and just say, forget them, you know, or we can do better next time. No, let's work on the ones that we got. Let's put in the effort, because they are worth being saved. Those are precious jewels, and people like you are taking the time to take those damaged goods or whatever, and what people would call damaged goods, and put some work into them and shine them up, and make them look like they supposed to. You know what I'm saying? And shine like they supposed to. Man, I can't thank you enough, bro.
Yeah, appreciate you. And that's what boxing about. If you ever watch any boxing movie, They don't come from that rich family. They all come from poverty, and they what? They use boxing as a skill, and it elevate them. You know, it make them a better family person, everything. And that's what boxing did to me. So I use boxing as the base to help people to bring that demon up, to bring that other person up out of them. Because to survive in this world, forget what everybody tell you. It's good and evil. To survive in this world, you got to have an evil side to fight the problems, because life gonna hit you. Problems gonna hit you, bills gonna hit you. Man, anything that can happen will happen. So if you ain't ready for this fight, if you ain't prepared yourself for this fight, boxers, we prepare for the fights. We do push-ups, we do rounds. We gotta prepare for this fight. That's what school's supposed to be, but the school system ain't preparing us for it. That's what church is supposed to be as a kid, but they ain't preparing us for it. That's what coming up around the family's supposed to be, but they ain't preparing us for it because they so caught up in their own greed and ego that family ain't being family for the kids. Man. So now the kids picking up all the bad stuff. You know, we got the elders that's complaining about the younger folks. We got the woman that's complaining about the men. We got the man that's complaining about the woman. But we don't realize how all of our wrongdoings have affected all of us.
Facts. Man.
So before we blame, you know, okay, let's talk about the problem. But once we do that, what we going to do to fix it?
Right.
I ain't waiting on no reparations, no disrespect, but I ain't waiting on no government grant to help me help the world. You feel me? I go out there and struggle to do this. I'm going to go out there and start other business up to do this. No, I'm not against grants, but I'm not going to let that stop me.
Facts. Talk about, bro, that is the type of mentality that gets things done in our community. And that's what I support. That's why we here. That's what this show is about. You know what I'm saying? Doing it, getting to it, supporting those that's really about doing it, the work, reporting about that. You know what I'm saying? That's why you here, bro. So without any further ado, I want to thank you for coming and spending time with us. We appreciate so much, you know, the information that you're sharing with us. We appreciate so much your effort in community. What we like to do here on the show is we like to give you an opportunity to support those that have supported you. I don't care how far back you want to go. I don't care how long the list is. It can be short. It can be as long as the Eiffel Tower. You know what I'm saying? Like, take your time, show your love, support who supports you. This is the support report, and we all about supporting. So take your time and support your people, bro. Show love.
First thing first, I want to support you and say, man, appreciate you for having me on. Appreciate you for doing what you do. You know, a lot of people don't realize, especially people like me coming up, it ain't the people that once you get there that got you there. It's the people like you that reached out to help spread what I'm doing before the world even know what I'm doing. So first, I want to say I want to appreciate you. You know, second, everybody that's tuned in on here, because y'all here. All right, y'all can be anywhere else, but y'all here listening to what we got to say. My following on Facebook, just, you know, everybody. I ain't gonna even call out no names because I'd be bogus because there's so many. But just everybody through this journey, you know, I ain't one of them people that can say I did it on my own. I can't say I'm self-made. You know what I mean? I had help. You know, I had people that saw the greatness in me. I had, you know, people that was not even the same color as me while I was going through my problems, trying to fix my life, you know, to look out. You know, I want to, you know, give a shout out to God. I even want to give a shout out to the devil for pushing me into certain things. You know, one thing we don't realize, God gives us strongest people the toughest battles. So you sitting up here wondering why you keep going through this. It's because God needs to show you, look, you strong. I need you to lead these people. You can't lead these people being weak. So I ain't finna make you, I ain't finna have you thinking you can go up against problems. I'm finna make you go through these problems so you know for sure. So, just shout out everybody, everybody that supported me, that helped me become the Seamoss King, everybody that shared my status, everybody that commented, everybody in my program. Just Chicago, really, the city blew me up. I ain't gonna lie to you. It ain't my it's yeah, it's my products, yeah, it's my drive, but the city blew me up.
It's a beautiful thing. Much love and respect to everybody that had part in, the rise of you, the change of you, the uplifting of you, the bringing you to the forefront to be the greatness that you are manifesting in the world today, bro. Like it was a journey. Even the bad times, like you said, even the things, the adversities, and the different negative things that you went through molded you into becoming who you are right now, which is a great man and a great black man. And I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate your efforts. So with that being said, now we come to the part of the show where, we do what we came to do, which is support you, you know what I'm saying? Show you the love and respect that you deserve, and let you get your word out there. So please let everybody know everything that you got going on, where we can find you at, how we can get in contact with you, how we can get you those great products, and, participate in some of those great services. Take your time. Let everybody know everything they need to know, email addresses, social media, locations, upcoming events, whatever it is, fundraisers, whatever it is that we need to know to support you, because that's what we come to do, support you, you know what I'm saying? So please, bro, support you.
Yeah. As far as health, I got a website, www.allgoodthings, allgoodthingzllc.com, for all your health problems. Get right. Again, all my businesses is based upon helping somebody. So the herbs is here for you. God tells you that. The herbs is here for the healing of the land.
Thanks.
The gym for kids, you got kids that's troubled. You got kids that, mothers, that's single parents, that's, having problems disciplining their sons. You got kids that's timid, that don't know how to stick up for themselves, that don't got confidence in themselves. You got kids that's overweight. You got kids that you just want to teach them how to defend themselves. Take them to my boxing program. We on 900 Southwestern, Chicago on the west side, right there off Arlington and Western. I don't have a website for that, but you can look me up, Easy Money Fitness Club on Google, get my phone number. Easy Money Fitness Club on YouTube. I got a YouTube account where we show the kids talents off. I took a crew to the studio, recorded a video for them, to help them get out there. So it ain't just about boxing. My slogan is we make champions inside and outside the ring. I stand on that. Adult males that want to get in shape, adult women come down to my gym. I ain't like these other personal trainers, no offense. I know y'all got to make y'all money, but I make sure you got something left over from your check, after hitting me up. The trust, I got a trust course. I got an online university, estate planning university.teachable.com. I know that's probably a lot, so you can always just look me up, inbox me on Seamoss King Facebook, and, inquiries about that. My trust course is all lined up for you. It's literally it's literally to show you how to get from point A to point Z. Like, you won't need another course for a trust. You got the trust template. Once you're done, show you how to get your EIN number for the trust so you can do business. It show you how to transfer assets into your trust, whether it's a car, whether it's a home. It show you how to become your own bank with setting up life insurance and trust, making a trust of beneficiaries. So, you know, all of that is lined up. And just even if you want to build, even if you know, because I like to do events. You know, when I was growing up in the Greens, the people that was making the money, they used to always do events for the kids. So I'm with them events. So you got anybody out here that want to do like back to school events or just any type of event, you know, reach out to me. But you know, that's pretty much my handle on things with business.
God. Man.
Skincare as well. www.dolaskin, DOLASKIN.com. For your skincare needs, you know, my son, he was born with eczema, you know, from birth, hereditary from his mom, and we didn't want to get him, you know, these medicines. That's all these screens is medicine, steroids. So we learned the natural way to heal him. So once we learned that, we shared it with the public. So again, that's what all our businesses is, us learning something and monetizing our knowledge.
Which is a beautiful thing, you know what I'm saying? If more of us did that, you know, we would have a lot more wealth going on in our community. We got a wealth of knowledge about various things that we usually keep to ourselves, you know, and hoard the knowledge. But by sharing it and putting a small price tag on it, you've brought it to the forefront and shared it with the people, and then you do it for a reasonable price too. So man, it's to be commended, because a lot of people, like you said, price gouge, and you know, they don't want to give up that information. They don't want to share it with people.
And I was doing a lot of this stuff for free, you know, but like I mentioned earlier, I'm not looking for no one to fund my dream. So I'm using my businesses to fund it. So when you buy a product, you helping out a kid, you helping the community. You know, you ain't buying it from somebody. You ain't buying that for somebody that's taking it to the Koreans right after they get it from you, or that's taking it to Gucci. See, I've got Get Busy Fitness. This somebody that's on from Chicago, you know, like, so.
Club.
Yeah, you know, so you know, anything you do, you know, anything is I'm you helping me help people, you know. All my money it go back into the community.
Man.
You know, like,
I'm sorry, go ahead, bro.
No, that's basically what I was gonna say. All my money it go back to the community. So, you know, it ain't too much about money for me, but we ain't gonna play like we ain't gotta pay our bills and we ain't gotta live. You know, and we still don't gotta be, you know, just getting back. God say He want us to have abundance. You know, so that's what I'm shooting for. You know, I'm shooting for the abundance so that I can bring it to other people too.
Real talk. Well, we at the Support Report got mad love and respect for everything that you're doing. So we definitely gonna do our best to support you. Like I said, you know, we're gonna tap in the background and see what further things that I could, you know, assist with. And like I said, bro, this is your platform. Anytime you want to come through and talk about something, whether it be a new product, whether, you know, be things that you got going on at the gym, or you know, whether it's just, you know, to chop it up, you know, you welcome, you know what I'm saying? This is your platform. Anybody that you want to come on, no question. As soon as I can get an open date, they write in, you know what I'm saying? So definitely appreciate you.
Same thing for you too. You know, if you got some stuff you going on, you want to talk to some people about trust or SPC, you know, I get on here and do a show for you, and you know, let you, I like I say, like, man, I charge people because I learned this with my gym. I never used to come to the gym sometimes, right, because it was free, because I was good. My coach said, I'm finna make you start paying. Man, why? You don't like me? No, because if you start paying, you're going to take it serious, you know? So I realized when you put a price on something, people would take it more serious. So instead of giving them a trust course for free, you tell them, look, people will say, okay, let me get my money's worth. But You know, anytime you want, you want to do something, I'm come on the show anytime.
I appreciate
You
that,
know,
bro. And we definitely
yeah,
definitely got to have you back so we can
yeah,
get more in detail
yeah.
about that because I know a lot of people that are, contemplating that move, but don't have the complete information. Two, are scared out of their mind from what they've seen and heard of
Yep,
other people. And three, you know what I'm saying, just don't really
yeah.
understand what it is all
And,
to it. You know what I'm saying?
and
So we're gonna
And I
get
just
you
did a
back.
webinar on that because that's what I want to. I want to show people. I want to show people how to do it without having to go through them bumps and bruises. Because a lot of people just pushing processes. Oh, buy this template for me. Buy this template for me. So you buy it. You go give it to authority. Now they want to see, do you really know what you're talking about? Because this really powerful. You can't speak up for yourself. They say, oh, he knows something, but they don't. Let's railroad them to make them not want to even get into this no more. So that's what I'm here to help people that don't go through that. So I save all this. I save all this game just when I come up on yours. So let me know the next time, and man, I'll
No,
set it all
no,
together for
no.
you.
You let me know. You let me know because I'm gonna make time for you. I'll put some other people aside for that because that is so important, especially for our people because they won't teach us that. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? So we got to teach each other. So that's super important. I push a whole week aside if you want. Like we can set dates and you know what I'm saying, be on point so they could, have the full understanding and get into the
yeah,
details of it.
yeah. That's what we probably need to do, like a 3-part series on that, to go from one thing to the next, just so they know exactly what to do. So yeah, I'm with that.
We
Yep.
definitely gonna set it up. Like I said, inbox me once we get off live, and we're gonna definitely start putting that in motion. That's a bet.
All right, for sure.
Man, thank you once again for spending this time with us. It was a great honor. I appreciate you so much. I got so much love and respect for you. I definitely got to let everybody know once again where to find you, how to get in touch with you, how to get all these great services and put in the work. You know what I'm saying? I know they heard you the first time, but we want to give it to them one more time so they can get it stuck in their brain so they can really, really know where to go. And then on top of that, we also want to say that we don't want to waste this man's time. We don't want to be in his inbox for no reason at all. This man has a family. He has things going on, very busy. He's trying to help the community. So what we're going to do is we're going to support him the right way. We're going to come with our money already in hand. We're going to be ready to do business. We may have questions, which is cool, but you know what I'm saying? We're not going to bombard him with a bunch of questions and not come up with the funds. So please, please, please be serious about your inquiries. Don't waste this time because time is money and we all understand that we got to get this money out here. So please, please, please show your love, show your respect. Bro, thank you, thank you. Let everybody know how they can get in touch with you one more time.
Yep, he got me tagged in here. So you got the personal page, Seamoss King, Instagram, Easy Money Fitness Club, Google Easy Money Fitness Club, Facebook, I got an Easy Money Fitness Club for the Health All Good Things LLC. And to reiterate on what he said, I'm big on making sure you ready. So you can just like be ready, like you can have a you can tell, you can come with a plan. Don't say I ain't got the money right now. Look, I ain't got the money right now, but can we do a payment plan? Look, yeah. Can I pay you next month? Yeah, I could do that for you. Just have the plan, and I'm here for you. I help out, I ain't one of those, if I see your situation that you need more help than the next, if you follow me, I do stuff where I make my trust course $50. I make my trust course free sometimes. I do free raffles. So I wake up, I might catch a lick or something, and I'm finna bless everybody, I might catch a big sale. I'm finna give out 5 free courses. So just tune in.
Well, we definitely gonna do that, and we definitely gonna support. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we're gonna put together some more things that we can think of to make sure that the word is getting out. Once again, thank you so much for taking the time. We appreciate you so much, bro. It's an honor. You know what I'm saying? And I look forward to the big things that you're gonna be doing in the future, and hopefully, you know, to add to those things. You hear what I'm saying?
Appreciate you for reaching the dots. A lot of people don't understand the importance of mediators like you, because y'all get great people and introduce them to the world. You don't got to do this. You know what I mean? So,
And
you
I
know,
do it for free.
yeah,
I do it for free.
do it.
Like
So,
this because I love y'all. I want y'all to have, you know what I'm saying, this man's expertise. I want y'all to have the expertise of the experts that I bring on from various other different situations. Like, this is what the support report is all about. You, bro. Like,
so
getting
big
people
shout
like
out
you
to him.
to the people.
Support him, man. Actually, if you get gems from his lives, if you get gems from the people he bringing on, if it's helping you become better, bringing you money, look out for him. You know, that's just what we need to do as people, you know, just to help. You don't know what people, you don't know what's going on.
Hey, you know what? I appreciate that, bro. You know, but when it's all said and done, I'm doing this for everybody else. I don't need nothing. I'm grateful to be able to do this. This is like a dream come true, to be able to share with people, good people who could ask for more than that. I don't need nothing. Y'all ain't got to send me nothing. But if you do, I appreciate it. But you know what I'm saying? I don't need nothing but this. This is my reward. You know what I'm saying? So thank you so much. I can't be. I'm not grateful enough. I don't think. You know what I'm saying? Because like I know you just changed some lives, and you're continuing to change lives, and you've been changing lives, and I'm grateful for all of that. So thank you, bro.
Appreciate you. We
Man,
definitely gonna connect and be back for more.
it's my honor. We definitely gonna rock out. Hey, thank you everyone that's watching. Thank you everyone that tapped in. Thank you. I can't thank you enough for me and my guests. It's been a great show. We're gonna have some more. You already know we coming back with more. You know, I want to thank my sponsor, Supreme Hustle Club. You know what I'm saying? We definitely rocking out right now. Ghetto Heaven Records, you know what it is. Closed Casket Entertainment, the good peoples. You know what I'm saying? We got love and respect for everybody that got love and respect for us, man. For me and the Seamoss King, we definitely appreciate y'all tapping in. It's the Support Report on all platforms. You can find us everywhere. Just look us up. We've been in this for a long time. We're gonna keep going. So much love and respect. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Thank you again, bro. You have a great night, and everyone else have a great night. Peace.
Share, like, and love, man. Get the message out.
Real talk that way.